So the first question from exercise 2.3, these are the 3 bits that they are given. The question asked is, which of the following relations or functions give reasons? If it is a function, determine the domain and range. So first we need to see whether the first one, every relation is a function or not. If you see this first one, is it a function or not? For that, you can convert it into arrow diagrams also, not a problem. So if you draw the arrow diagram for this, the first set, all first coordinates right in the first set, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. All the second coordinate you write 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, it's a constant function. Yeah, I gave the answer already. So it's a function. So the answer is function. The reason is every element have one and only one image. Image of 2 is only 1. Image of 5 is only 1. So we are not getting 2 images for any element in the first set. So this is function. Basically, we are verifying only the one and only one image condition. Existence condition we are not verifying because the first set is not given. Whenever the first set is not given, we'll assume that the existence condition is satisfied and we'll only verify the second condition. So because it's a function, we need to write the domain and range both. The domain is just a set of all first coordinates, which is 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and the range is set of all second coordinates, which is just 1. Next, moving to the second question asked, we'll write a little bigger ones so that we can accommodate all the elements. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and the second coordinates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 goes to 1, 4 goes to 2, 6 goes to 3. It's kind of every number is going to half of it. Yeah, there is a rhythm for the function. We can give a definition. If you call this as f, you can give f of x is equal to x by 2. Yeah. So again, it is a function. And the domain is set of all the first coordinates 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And the range is set of all second coordinates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this one 1, 2, 3, 5. 1 goes to 3 and 1 also goes to 5. 2 goes to 5. Is not a function because 1 having 2 images. That's it. So we learned already the methods of finding the domain and range. The first bit we'll do f of x equal to minus mod x. For domain, you can write the explanation as mod x is defined for every x belongs to R. Just to write the explanation instead of writing directly mod x defined for every x belongs to R, we are writing, sorry, minus mod x belongs to defined for every x belongs to R. We are writing first mod x defined for every x belongs to R, so that it's negative also defined for every x belongs to R, so that f of x is defined for every x belongs to R. Therefore, domain is all real numbers. Right. Next, for range, this is domain, and this is for range. we know that zero is less than or equal to mod x is less than infinity. You can start with the known fact that mod x values are between 0 and infinity, including 0 and excluding infinity. This is straightforward from the definition of modulus of a function. Now you multiply with the minus. When you're multiplying with the minus, the inequality will be reversed. And same thing, you can write minus infinity is less than minus mod x is less than or equal to 0. So basically the minus infinity is less than f of x is less than or equal to 0. Therefore the range is minus infinity open to closed. If you observe closely, there is nothing here. Directly you can say that the domain is R and the range is minus infinity to 0. But we just improved some solution. We created some steps and then we made it looks like the proper explanation, right? The logic is simple. Whatever we think in mind, whatever we accept in mind, okay, because mod x is like this, this is all real numbers, so obviously the domain is all real numbers. Whatever that we think, obviously that you should present in the paper, that's all, right? I'm sure like you don't have any difficulty in identifying what is the domain and range. Maybe you're worried about how to write the steps. That's why I gave the proper steps. So the domain condition first. The domain condition for root expression is condition is under root expression should be greater than or equal to 0. So the 9 minus x square greater than or equal to 0. The usual mistake that everyone do is they will send that x square to that side and they will take the square root on both sides and they will write the minus infinity to 3. Which is wrong. If you want, you can check. You take one number, suppose minus 5 you take in this interval. Substitute minus 5 in it, you get 25. 9 minus 25 is minus 16. Under root, you can't have a negative value. So then where we went wrong means we should use the wavy curve method for that. So this taking square root on both sides, it is not like it is wrong. You won't get the complete solution. You'll miss some cases, and then we have one more condition. The two conditions you'll get. So instead of going in that way, we have a method called wavy curve method. You can write this as 3 minus x into 3 plus x. All these we learn in linear inequalities and quadratic inequalities greater than or equal to 0. So the number line and minus 3 plus 3 and the rightmost, what you get, the x square coefficient is negative, so the rightmost negative, alternate plus minus plus minus. You want the product to be positive. You want the product to be positive, or 0 is also allowed. That's why the x belongs to closed minus 3 to 3. So the domain is closed minus 3 to 3. Domain is closed minus 3 to 3, right? Next, the range. As I told, the different methods are there for the range also. So for this particular problem, it's better to start from the domain where the x lies. As minus 3 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3, we need to identify where this expression lies. If you observe the operations applied to the x, first x is squared and then multiplied with minus and then added by 9 and then taken square root. So 4 mutations, 4 transformations it took. x became x square became minus x square became 9 minus x square, 9 minus x square became root 9 minus x square. So we'll do all four one by one, step by step. First thing is squaring. But the squaring, if you remember when we're doing the linear inequalities, I gave these properties. What are those? 0 is less than a is less than b. Then only you can write 0 is less than a square is less than b square. And one more property, a is less than b is less than 0. Then also we can write, we can square on both sides, but the inequality will be reversed. But if you have a is less than 0 less than b, we can't give any conclusion. No conclusion is possible. A square can be smaller or b square can be possible. B square can be smaller. Both are possible. That's why to create a chance to apply these properties, we'll split this into two intervals. What are the two intervals? -3 is less than or equal to x less than 0. You can include the 0 here or include the 0 with positive numbers, or in both cases also you can include, doesn't make any difference. Or let us include in both cases. Or 0 is less than x is less than or equal to 3. Now you square throughout the inequality because all are negative numbers, right? So if you square it, the negative numbers inequality, if you square, then you need to reverse the inequality. So this will be -3 square greater than or equal to x square is greater than or equal to 0. Or, and here positive numbers, if you square, you can keep the inequality same. And if you observe, strangely, both gives the same inequality. 0 less than or equal to x square less than or equal to 9. Because in both cases you got the same fact. It is enough to write that one time. Right? So we took time only to get the first transformation, x square value, because it includes negative and positive both, and squaring is not allowed for that, and we need to divide into two cases and get this. So this is the key point. After this, calculation is simple. Next, second change is minus x square. You need to multiply this with minus. So -0 is 0, but inequality will be reversed when you multiply with minus. And always the inequality, if you are writing in less than or equal to symbol, you'll get more clarity. -9 is less than or equal to minus x square is less than or equal to 0.
Sir,
yeah,
can you repeat why did we start the wavy card method with the minus symbol towards the right? Because there is no odd power, right?
you could ask when I explain.
I mean,
that.
sorry, there's no even power, right? Sorry.
Wait, I'll complete this part and then you can ask that. Either you should ask at that point of time, or you should ask at the end once they're done with. When I'm doing the second range, I'm in middle of the range and suddenly you're coming up with that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what happened. So sorry.
Don't be there. Then exactly at that point of time only you ask. Then again I will explain that, and that will get over.
Yeah, sir. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So -9 is less than or equal to minus x square is less than or equal to 0. Now you want 9 minus x square. So add 9 throughout. 9 minus 9 is less than or equal to 9 minus x square at less than or equal to 9. So first transformation, that identifying where the x square lies. Next transformation, identifying where minus x square lies. The third transformation, identifying where 9 minus x square lies. 0 is less than or equal to 9 minus x square less than or equal to 9. So the third one is also done. So we left with only the fourth one, taking the square root. So for this also we have a property. What is that? If both the numbers are positive, then we can take the square root throughout. Positive square root. If you want the negative square root, you multiply this with minus, then you get the negative square root relation between the negative square roots also. But here we don't need the negative relation between the negative square root, because the question asked is the positive square root of 9 minus x square. I told already, in front of root, nothing written means it's plus root of 9 minus x square. Root 4 means only plus 2, not plus minus 2. If they want minus 2 also, they will write minus root 4. Then it is only minus 2. And if they wrote plus minus root 4, then only it is plus minus 2. And also if they are given x square equal to 4, and when you're writing x value, if you write x is equal to root 4, it is wrong. Because when you are taking the square root, it's your responsibility to write the plus minus in front of the root so that you get x is equal to plus minus 2. Right? Some people will miss the plus minus here and the right at the end. So then both steps will be wrong. Right? So you need to be careful. When you are taking the square root, you should write plus minus. And when they are only written the square root, whatever the sign in front of the root, that only we should take. If it is nothing written, that's plus. So you want the positive square root of it. So for that, 0 is less than or equal to the root 9 minus x square less than or equal to 9. That's root 9. So taking this root throughout is fine. Right? Next, you can multiply this with minus if you are interested in minus root of 9 minus x square, but we are not interested in that because that is not the question asked. Now the simplification, 0 is less than or equal to root 9 minus x square is less than or equal to only positive square root of 9 we should take. Again, you should not be confused here. Root 9 is plus minus 3. No, you took only the positive square root, it's only plus 3. Therefore, the range is close to 0 to 3. Right? We are done with the fourth aim also. Right? Fourth transformation. The reason for starting with minus is the x square coefficient is minus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if it is x square coefficient is plus, then we start with plus.
Yes, sir. I had forgotten this topic, sir. So.
Yeah. Right?
Thank you,
you
sir.
You just refer the class notes and revise that. Okay.
Yes.
I think this is the simple question that we did till now in 11th grade. So just substitute 0. 2 times of 0 minus 5 equal to minus 5. 2 times of 7 minus 5 equal to 2 times of 14 minus 5, 9. And 2 times of minus 3 minus 5, so minus 11. T of 0 is 32. T of 28 is 9 times 28 by 5 plus 32. Just calculation. Yeah. What is that value? 82.4. Huh? Okay. Write that. 82.4. And what is this? 9 times of minus 10 by 5 plus 32. Just calculation. And this is 14. Okay. So 5 cancel in these 2 times. Yeah. 2 9s are 18 and you get 14. Very good. And now the C such that T of C is equal to 212. So 9C by 5 plus 32 equal to 212. So the 9C by 5 equal to 180, I guess. And 9 cancel 20 times. So C is equal to 100. Many people already answered that, I guess. Yeah, very good. Thank you. The second and third are kind of straightforward we did earlier. The first one is little different. Why it is different means it looks like the domain is R, but the domain is not R. It looks like the domain is R, but the domain is not R. Domain is 0 to infinity. They are also given x greater than 0. Along with x belongs to R, x greater than 0. Basically, they are given 0 is less than x is less than infinity. That's a domain they are given. Now you need 2 minus 3x, where that lies. Multiply with minus 3. 0 is greater than minus 3x is greater than minus infinity. We know that when you multiply with a negative number, the inequality will be reversed. And we write inequality in less than or less than notation so that you get more clarity about the inequality. And after that, we need to add 2 to it. Minus infinity. Infinity, if you add 2 also, any multiply with any positive number also, that will remain the same. And 2, if you add 2 minus 3x is less than 2 plus 0 is 2. So what we got is minus infinity is less than f of x is less than 2. We did similar problems in the last class, right? So the range is minus infinity to 2. That's it. Someone gave the 2 to infinity also? No. Tanya, I think. You won't get that. Yeah. Second one is not pi. Second one is not pi. See, x belongs to R. X belongs to R implies x square belongs to 0 to infinity. That means 0 is less than or equal to x square is less than infinity. And if you add 2 to this inequality, 0 plus 2 is less than or equal to x square plus 2 is less than infinity plus 2 is infinity. That implies 2 less than or equal to f of x less than or equal to, sorry, less than infinity. The range is close to infinity, right? Yeah, at infinity you should have a curved bracket. You can't have a flower bracket, Smriti. Yeah. Next, the third one, they are given x belongs to real numbers and f of x itself is x. So f of x also belongs to real numbers. So the range is all real numbers.